hot system na hot and na ese me wo good mood mu pa dia ese no hi e yes be ni ho but me feeling ama makai madam fufrafre ni bia okọ Pentecost sorry dem na okọ ye no bubusa nwom ne ye bonwom o man nsa so wo say adije be pay a 50 cent dwom no elo mo se na nwom be wo say enwom de wo bo na nkwara ni nyina to bi no wo say enwom be madam fufrafre ni ti wo say wo bete crown ka wo bete crown ka na just say 50 cent nwom no wo bete crown na in fact engrofo bi te crown ke crown unim say na no hunting because na no other hunting engrofo bi kika won say ebi say eye witch hunt and I'm say say eye witch hunt you eye wizard hunt you stop being witch nobody will hunt you na no na nra da no Ofori Atta unim Ofori Atta papa ye odaso yi uhu ni dada your finance minister awo no ejesi wo mu obi awo ofo obi anya hwe wo krai mu say awo no ena na ye principal president na Akufo-Addo de ceremonial president Ofori Atta de ono be ka na wom ontie obi a na no ya abai sisa ye yes soldiers are storming the fie say awo no ankasa omo koye no woni ho wayi fum okọ abrochiri na nkrofo hanti no saa no ena nkrofo say woye witch hunt and I'm say na Ofori Atta oye witch no obi ago hanti no munya saa sesem na mo ka no e dey witch hunt nkrofo bi so dey asem ne ko say special prosecutor say ono ena hanti Ofori Atta na bra mo dey nsam no keka de saa no ena special prosecutor say obeba out din say ye ya aye nkrofo de be se no so ono na nam nkrofo fie ebubu wo mo de ani tia prosecutor wo de se ba betu ja say sa hunting na e ko so wo hodo onim ho hwe na so o asem ka yenkwani enkotie.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, a few minutes ago I signed a directive declaring a high-profile person a fugitive from justice. This person is wanted by the OSP to answer charges in respect of several cases, including the following. 1. Contractual arrangements between Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited and the Ghana Revenue Authority for the stated objective of the enhancement of revenue assurance in the downstream petroleum sector, upstream petroleum production, and minerals and metals resources value chain. 2. Termination of a distribution, loss reduction, and associated network improvement project contract between the Electricity Company of Ghana Limited and Beijing Zhaochen Technology BXC. 3. Procurement of contractors and materials and activities and payments in respect of the National Cathedral project. 4. Activities and payments in respect of a contract awarded by the Ministry of Health, initially commenced by the Ministry for Special Development Initiatives to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for purchases and after-sales service and maintenance of 307 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 305 CDI ambulances for the National Ambulance Service. And 5. Payments out of and utilization of the tax refund account of Ghana Revenue Authority. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the fugitive's name is Kenneth Nanaya Ofori Atta. Mr. Ofori Atta is 66 years old. He was the Minister of Finance of the Republic between 2017 and 2024. Mr. Ofori Atta left the jurisdiction on or around 2 January 2025. On 24 January 2025, the OSP communicated to Mr. Ofori Atta that the OSP considered him a suspect in respect of 4 of the cases described above. Mr. Ofori Atta was directed to attend in person the OSP on Monday, 10 February 2025 at 10 GMT for interview. By communication dated 31 January 2025, Mr. Ofori Atta instructed his lawyers to inform the OSP that he was out of the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds, and that the firm will notify the OSP of his arrival in the country in aid of rescheduling his personal attendance at the OSP. Further, The firm offered its willingness to provide the OSP with any information the OSP may require to aid in the investigation until his arrival in the country. Then on 5 February 2025, the OSP responded to Mr. Ofori, copied to his lawyers, that the OSP did not need or require notification from his lawyers of his arrival in the jurisdiction. The OSP acknowledged Mr. Ofori's lawyer's gracious offer to provide the OSP with information in aid of the investigation. However, and this is important, the OSP insisted that Mr. Ofori's personal attendance at the OSP was required. After all, the lawyers are not under investigation. I don't need lawyers to answer questions on your behalf when you are being investigated. The OSP declined Mr. Ofori's request to be away from the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds on his say-so. Consequently, the OSP directed Mr. Ofori to indicate by close of business on Monday, 10 February 2025, a reasonable date of his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP. The OSP warned Mr. Ofori that if he failed so to do, the OSP would take all necessary legal steps to secure his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP at our own choosing. Subsequently, by a communication dated 10 February 2025, that is just Monday, Mr. Ofori's lawyers transmitted to the OSP a generic letter procured by Mr. Ofori purporting to be from a doctor in a foreign jurisdiction, stating that Mr. Ofori had been seen and evaluated, and that he was undergoing further testing and management and possible surgical intervention at an indicated future time. And further, that his medical condition necessitates that he will stay and follow up on his appointments. On account of this purported medical letter, Mr. Ofori's lawyers prayed that the attendance in person of Mr. Ofori at the OSP should be fixed, taking into account the medical report from his doctors. Then at 4:16 p.m. the very next day, that is yesterday, Tuesday, 11 February 2025, before we could respond to the letter that came on Monday, the OSP received another letter from Mr. Ofori's lawyers. This time, it was an inquiry. Mr. Ofori's lawyers wanted to know, and they stated that they were informed by the household of Mr. Ofori that in the morning of Tuesday, 11 February 2025, that is yesterday, 12 men, comprising 1 police officer, 4 military men, and 7 other men in plain clothing, visited Mr. Ofori's house, and that by threat of force, they were able to enter Mr. Ofori's house, and they undertook an exercise purporting to be a search of every room, office, gym, and other spaces in the house. Mr. Ofori's lawyers then inquired if the OSP could confirm that the actions of the 12 men were the instance of the OSP, so as to enable them to decide if a complaint to the police would be unnecessary. Mr. Ofori's lawyers then prayed for a prompt response from the OSP to prevent imposter action. We are now responding promptly, and we have chosen the course of answering Mr. Ofori's inquiry publicly at this briefing, considering the circumstances surrounding the purported raid at Mr. Ofori's house, media reportage of the purported raid, and in light of the reckoning that some media houses have stated emphatically that the OSP was behind the purported raid, and in light of the reckoning that the purported raid is being made to appear as if it was some untoward action by the OSP stemming from some contrived vendetta held by the OSP against Mr. Ofori. So, here we go. And this is our response to Mr. Ofori directly, but through you, the media. Mr. Ofori, the OSP did not raid your house on Tuesday, 11 February 2025, or on any other day. Mr. Ofori, the OSP did not cause any persons, however uniformed or bedecked, to raid your house on Tuesday, 11 February 2025, or on any other day. Mr. Ofori, That could not have been the OSP, and that is not our style. If the OSP enters your premises, you will not be in doubt as to whether it was the OSP that had come there, and your lawyers will not have cause to do an inquiry ascertaining whether it was the OSP. We have our unique methods of conducting searches, and we have uniquely designed insignia identifying ourselves, and not just by a statement that we are from the OSP. This is one such main insignia. A person cannot just show up and say they are from the OSP. It's cheap, anyone can say that. But when the OSP enters your premises, you will definitely know by our insignia, our methods, and the way we identify ourselves that this is the OSP. Our intelligence.
Special prosecutor Edward Ababe Tujado was say, so for the Atta to one man, I dream and say, Sasso just nearby a few honum no, and you are no onu any more. Name no pono, what we reckon over the Atta. Now can over the Atta you fool, I was ready in the India. Who no, it's baby I can over the Atta will be ano, or no, we declare wanted. Now the other before the time crowd say, now no chair letters over the Atta bra, now to way. What a bomb so now a dear name explode ya say now who cares and a president ne ya ensuaria mo we ahwada hwei bra na yenyo yentwetwe serene abasa ofori atati ya no was a hwehene ne ha yesu ayi yare mimi ti wonu me hododo mi o metu kwan na watu kwan na baba da be ya enyo ofori ataka bi say ye kosku ye ma indefinite suspension. And do the Yahweh. But for the others, what to call indefinitely. Yes, oh, quite. And the special prosecutors were declared for the Atta wanted. And the Wa be ano, Fanebra, Oba, Abaso body. They say, what will be the Rabba, Mia Crab and Mosca. Muti Croimu, be anywhere I come with you. My for man is a Mujapadia. Woman him saying, Adia Muye, the Assembeba. Yes, still, no more. Udania Quay. Udania Quay. Say me too quite indefinitely. Wo bank in a wahano. Where Jan Hoko. Woo fear. Si kana mu pake ye corruption akesie a allege. Say also when you corrupt abre. Bra. Na wo de ye bosi akesie na wo bank nyes ka bochu. Bra na ni nyina be yi hu ano. Je ya wo mu ni say wo yare na ye twetwen. Uni apomuoden. Uti we wiase kura enye ode udidi enye ode wanum nyina ato make say yetua wo nkyire yetua wo mako nenso gugusu ana mu bo meya po etwe wo meyi mu nsuo mu de ko hen mesisika no eya mu di gu ayo mu twi e de enwu eguso e de bayire bom di sa ampesi ana wo ofori ata wo nko awafu yesai senko ana obedie ene watu kwa indefinitely wo kuro mu ne Ghana enso untumi ma. Special prosecutors were declared Ofori Atta wanted. Baby Ofori Atta biao, will be an womra. Oh, just say sometimes we don't get you people. Dear Kwan, you can won't cry a case, 1,000 cities a day. Dear now the better. Ghana had me and say, and I boy 1,000 cities. And so some of the Munsabon Kumnifa left right. Bosia who here, Sebeya, company no bank, Benya, and who interesting, no more the airbo. Moye bibia basa moda soria roto ye twem yi levi ye de aba yi levi ba ye so a sikai ye hunu de ekọ muti wo disika na mutuetua ka ehu hia ekufu adoba wo se ye nsan check infama no yi national cathedral mo se ye infama wo mo to scanegu na kofuo mo mrant he me se na kofuo asem de me kakra na ye me ahomete mo mrant ye na kofuo aye adwuma 700 cities papa we Ofori Atta ni more dre one tias ankrofo ika ene wona won ene na kofo boys no omo na nam kromo omo yi atia no wona watu kwa indefinitely no ohun wi ase watu kwa indefinitely me say na kofo boys no omo yi atia o mama no na kofo boys no wo Ghana omo ni wo ma muni ya na eche boys ni so omo ni mo na eche watu kwa iko waje achiri si yeso na ayire wa around fari ko bie wo kwa akwahin mo kwa akwahin wo MPs ebe ka che president say papa ade a branch eti kuro yi mu he yi yentumi ne nya adwuma Egufu ado say alata momwe eye family business ni ye rane family business mood ani ken ena ekono gabi asare wo chire dako prime minister yenim ba bia wo e de wo so tutu so na special prosecutor papa no obo adwuma na se na aban no na e ma ne kwa ma ne nya adwuma se de misi so awia ma adwene ho ada ho wa ye benya bia ye de obekọ eti de aba no me ma ne thumbs up special prosecutor be declared wanted obi a ode ne beba no me a mema ni pakroska na kofo boys no na mo bom pa ye ze ken de wo ye nipa boni ni wo ye nipa boni ni enye wo ye nipa boni ni nko ze wo so watu kwa indefinitely wantua mo ka de ba special prosecutor ko twe na ba no twene ba de besi bia me de bema me ka wo say ha info your number one super duper host we speak truth to the authorities said obi asema ba ya ka wani age no wo de ba ye be ka ne number one super duper host Ken Lakuta info network subscribe na share the various platforms no bia so into me enye bi hwe makrao